going to become a major problem for everybody is they complete their program, and it's something that I don't want to see happen to any of you. So when you have Dr. Curry in class, she's kind of our charter school guru and our person that really does work on community and collaboration and capacity building. She understands that one of the things that charter schools do well that public schools don't necessarily do well is the fact that they allow community empowerment and community stakeholders to be the people that are the ones that are the caring people in the community. If you can be involved in local activities, that's great. I realize that you all have lives that are outside of your school day, but as a principal, your job really is integrated into your personal life. And if you've learned one thing from this leadership theory class, it's the fact that the role of the principal extends outside of the normal workday, and the ability to connect to the community through extracurricular activities, through fundraising, and through outreach is a major portion of this job. And I think this is a very big principle that could or should carry over into public education, and I at least want you to consider it from at least some sort of perspective. So when you have a servant leadership model, the goal is that you create more servant leaders. If you've seen this work, then hopefully you've seen this in your school setting, but there's a possibility that you haven't seen much growth and development with the servant leadership model unless you have a leader that does it. And if you do, then you'll see that it should yield people that want to be the same type of leader and they want to empower others, and it's kind of a pay-it-forward model that you'll see. So should it lead to improved organizational performance? I believe so, but I also think a lot of it has to do with your ability to build relationships in your building, make trust with the stakeholders that matter, and be able to involve as many people as you can in leadership decisions. I think if you come in to a new district and immediately say, I'm a servant leader, this is what I do, I see that more of a problem than I do see it as a good thing, because you might have people that will be very likely to take advantage of you in this model. You have to have the right people in the right places in order for this model to work, but you have to do what you can to get the right people in the right places for it to be effective. So servant leadership needs to be there to benefit society. It has to benefit the community. That's the big takeaway message. But on a major level, at a macro level, it should benefit the people that have served under servant leaders, and it should also benefit the state and education as a whole. But at the micro level, the one that all of you should be focusing on, one of the keys to this model is that it benefits the community and it helps the community where necessary. So what is this model, and is it a strength? Well, I would say yes, because it makes sure that everybody that uses the model is empowered, they're altruistic and kind, and that component is important to creating an effective and working leadership model. If the people under you want guidance and they want support, they'll feel empowered, and their performance should be better as well under the model. People don't like this model if they're in a high-stakes environment, because they're worried that this essentially means that subordinates are leading you and controlling you. There aren't common definitions across literature for servant leadership, and the questionnaires used for it too, if you've looked in our textbook, aren't the best. Some of them are very subjective. I think a lot of them relate to perceptions instead of reality. I think it's very difficult to have a working questionnaire for servant leadership, and that's one of the reasons why it's been critiqued as much as it has in the research literature. Should you use the model? I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm letting you know that there have been challenges with it and critiques with the model. So that's really it for this model. The next model we're going to look at is the concept of adaptive leadership, and that's one of the newest chapters and newest theories that Nordhaus has finally accepted and used, and we're going to cover that. So thank you very much, and hope you got something out of this lecture and figured out if this might be a good fit for you. Thank you.